Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Abby and normally I am creating planty videos on YouTube, but after a recent announcement, I have said I'm pushing the boat out. I'm going down the lifestyle and plant route. So today's video is the first of the lifestyle content. If you know me, whether that's via Instagram or you know me personally, you know I love to thrift. I love to find unique secondhand pieces, pre-loved clothes, and I especially love to find them on Vinted. Vinted is actually a platform that I only started using when my son was 6 weeks old. I went to a mum meet, someone at the park was telling me about it. I was like, oh, it's okay, it sounds like I wasn't too sure about it. I was like, I'm an eBay lover and a Facebook marketplace lover. Like, I don't need another platform in my life. Wow, was I wrong? The other two went out the window. I absolutely love Vinted. They have the ability to be able to bundle things together from the same person. So they have their own profile, they have all the items listed, and sometimes people have bundle discounts on. So if you buy a multiple like bundle of clothes or items, then you get up to 50% off. And sometimes it's cheaper to buy more things from one person than it is to buy the single thing you were buying. It's mad. So I love Vinted. I love it so much. You can spend a lot of time on it, but I have, over the year and a half, kind of whittled down how to use it effectively and efficiently, but also get really good pieces. So in today's video, I'm going to actually just show you some of my favourite Vinted finds. And the reason I'm doing this is because a lot of people do ask me, a lot of people ask, where's that from? How did you find that on Vinted? What kind of keywords did you put in? But I'm going to just share with you my favourite Vinted finds. Some of these are old, so I've kept them and put them away for any future babies. Some of them are to grow into and some of them are current. So we'll just get started. We are going to start with the old stuff, the stuff that I've put away for any future babies. So when I'm on Vinted, one of my keywords I search for and I have saved as a saved profile is vintage, literally just vintage, and the sizes. So I'm happy to buy things in 2-3 sizes up and store it away, so I have a much bigger search. But the first thing is this vintage handmade sheepskin lined snowsuit, and it's like cinched at the waist. It's very dusty, as you could probably tell. It's embroidered with this dog, which I thought was like really retro. It's really warm. It's a really thick onesie, like a snowsuit, zips down to here. I love it. My son doesn't love it as much because it's kind of restrictive, but it does the job. Like when we went to Lithuania, where my partner is from, it just came in really handy because it gets really cold there. So that's the first one. This isn't a branded thing, so it was handmade vintage, and this cost me £7, which is a lot. I don't usually spend £7 on Vinted on one item, but when it's like a unique piece like this, then I'm happy to, because it's totally worth it. The next item is something I bought pre-baby, so before I knew Magnus was a boy. I loved it so much. I actually bought this on eBay, so this is going against my kind of like my Vinted thing, but this is a vintage tracksuit. So it's a matching tracksuit. It's really cute. It's got a bit bobbly since we've used it, so I need to kind of like go over with the debobbler, but I don't know what year it's from, but it's just the most adorable thing. And yeah, it just says made in Israel, and that's all it says inside. It's really sweet. I think I paid £2 for this. It wasn't expensive, but with shipping, with it being a single item, it obviously added up. I think it was like £5.50, but that's another favourite, which I will keep forever. This next item is a branded item, and there's actually another one very similar to it, but I won't show you both, but it's Magnus's signature look when he was a baby. So it is this, it's also a kind of like snowsuit. It's from Organic Zoo, which is it's a very beautiful brand, but it is quite pricey. I think this retailed at like £90 or something, like quite expensive. But it's kind of like a teddy material, and it's nice. It's not too thick like the other one I showed you. It's kind of lined, but it's not overbearing. It's kind of good for English winters. It's got these buttons here and a zip down here, and I really liked it. It was, like I said, it's his signature look. He didn't walk with when he wore this. He kind of just crawled around, but he's left no marks. It's in good condition. I think I paid £10 for this, which is a steal for the brand. But I personally found these kept popping open. So I like it. I'm keeping it, but it's not a super favourite, but it was a very good find. So this next one is another vintage item. It's another one where there's like no labels on it. I don't know if that was like quite common in the past, but it's another shell suit, outsuit thing. He didn't get to wear this. It was the wrong season. So that is a tip. If you're buying for your baby, I just think about the seasons. I just love this so much. I didn't mind if he didn't get to wear it and the next baby would, but it's got feet. I think it's a 6-month-old. It's so big. Like, I find vintage clothes huge, which is okay in some aspects, but something like this isn't, because by the time he fit in this, he could walk, and these were completely just useless because, you know, they'd get really dirty. But I do love this so much. I think I paid £2 for this. It gives me Maggie from The Simpson vibes, you know, the starfish. But I do love that, and that was just another vintage piece that I found by just searching vintage. So another thing I want to show you is this handmade knitted jumper. So it's not vintage, but it is handmade. So that's another keyword that I search, handmade, and I usually accompany it with the colour brown. So I love browns and greens. This really saw him through for like 6 or 7 months, because it's quite a stretchy material. It's just a bit short on the body now, so it's recently just gone away, which I'm very sad about, but I paid £1 for this, and I will be keeping this forever. I absolutely adore it. I am going to see if the lady from the church group that we used to go to for play dates will make me this, because she's always asking for things to make for people and their children. So I'm gonna see if she can make me something like this, because I just love it so much. So next we're gonna go on to shoes. We're gonna get shoes out of the way. I have a problem with shoes. I'm not a shopper for myself. In fact, I don't actually like shopping, especially like, you know, in shops, but there's something about vintage baby shoes that I love. It doesn't even need to be vintage, it just needs to be cool and like unique. So we're gonna start with probably the pair I got first. I bought these before my son could even sit, like literally couldn't even sit up. And these I think these will fit him when he's like 2.5, 3, so we're well off them yet. But they are these Nike Air. I'm not sure the actual range of them, but they're these Nike like retro like shoes, trainers, sneakers. They're so adorable. They're so cool, with a pair of like, I don't know, like, you know, loose fit, like baggy like trousers or something, like joggers. They're gonna look so cute. They are in really, really, really good condition. I think it's because they're quite like, you know, hardy material. They're like a paintant. But I just love these so much. These were £2. They were so cheap. And they look like they've literally hardly been worn. There's a bit of dirt there, but absolutely amazing. One of the first pair I bought. I think it kind of got me on the roll to like looking at what else I could find. This next pair are a pair that I have seen come up a handful of times, so they're definitely not hard to come by. They come in khaki and also this colour. I don't know the range, I'm not great with trainers. I think they're also Nike Air, but they are these really cute brown suede Nike Air trainers. They're so sweet. They are also like in extremely good condition. These normally retail on Vinted for about £15. I think I pay £3 for these ones. I haven't paid any more than £3 for a set of trainers. Really good condition. I always wash his shoes first. I haven't washed any of them apart from a pair I'll show you. I usually do it closer to the time, but yeah, I feel like these don't even need a wash because they look brand new, but they're just so sweet. And again, I found these by Retro, Nike, and then the colour green. So, and I also do the colour multicolored, hence how I found the other ones as well. This next pair I have in five sizes, yes. I have had my son in these since he could walk, so his very first pair of shoes. And we were really dragging out the no shoe thing for ages. Like, he would wear like thick like woolen socks, especially with that Organic Zoo brown like outer suit, would put them over them. His first shoes were these, so these are really special to me. These are a bigger size. These are Retro Adidas, but honestly I see these on Vinted all the time, so I think they're kind of like an original rather than actually vintage ones, but they're just really sweet. I get these for £1. I think it's because they maybe don't keep as well as the Nike ones, but he will just roam in them anyway because he's like a little run around. I get the ones where the laces don't need tying. You can get Velcro ones. He undoes the Velcro and he chucks them, so we like these ones. But yeah, they've just got like a strip down there. There's a few different variations of these. These are my favorites. And yeah, like I said, I've got these in multiple sizes. I've got them in half sizes as well. This is 5.5, so this is his next size up. I've got them in a 6 and a 7 already. And I think the algorithm on Vinted is so good. Like, I will be shown pieces that I'm searching for, and then I'll look through the wardrobe and then someone might have these, and I'm like, add to the bag, because, you know, I know these are a classic. These go with everything, like, because they're white and they're just, yeah, these are his kind of bread and butter trainers. This next pair, and we've got 2 more pairs left, these are large, so I think these are 3 years old, maybe more. Really unique. When I find unique pieces, like I said earlier, I don't mind holding on to them for like the foreseeable future, because I love them now. I love them at a future point. If I'm going like really old, I will consider if he will be at the age where he wants to dress himself. I don't know when that is in boys. My friend's son is okay for her to dress him, but the daughter likes to dress herself from, I think, really young. So I hope that I'm not going too old, but yeah, these are them. This is another pair of vintage Adidas trainers. They're called Adidas Top 10. I've never heard of them. I don't, like I say, I'm not a massive shoe collector. So she says, but they're just really, really cute. Like, these are like cool guy kind of like vibes. These are actually something my husband would wear as well. Like, my husband's got really cool taste, and I love them. I love them. I love the colors. They just shout retro to me, so I know I won't have problems with pairing these with anything else. The last pair of unique trainers, these are definitely more modern. It took me ages to find out what these range were called, and these sell on Vinted for £45 for children's versions. They have adults versions too. I paid, and I'll put a picture on the screen on how they were when they arrived if I can find them. They were really dirty. And I have washed these. They're the only pair I have washed. I just was keen to see if I could get all the grime out, and they came out nice. And I paid £2 for these. So these are Nike. They are called the Sun Club. So they're called Nike the Sun Club. There's a little Nike swoosh there, and the sun, and the palm tree, and it says the brand range there as well. So Nike the Sun Club. These came out so beautifully. Like, there's kind of speckling here, which kind of looks like dirt, but it's just the actual rubber. They're suede. The only thing is, there is an ever so slight mark you can't even tell, that's like a crease, but there's a slight mark there. But other than that, they came up really, really nicely. But yeah, I paid hardly anything for these, and they've got that shabby kind of like loose thread look about them, which I believe is like part of the design, you see, but if it's not, I mean, it looks cool. But yeah, these are a favorite, and all of these sizes are different. So he's not got like 100 pairs of like one size. It goes from 5 to 7, so I'm not getting carried away. These will all be well and truly used. We are going to go on to grow into, but with a slight kind of disclaimer. I have these also in a current size now, but he's got them at nursery, so I'm showing you them here. And yeah, that's it. So the next thing is, and I wished, I'm going to do a video of things that I actually found extremely helpful being a new mum at the start, and things that I wished I knew, which I know is like a very stereotypical video, but I feel like my experience was slightly different. Like, I felt like there were so many tips and tricks that I could share. But one of them, I wish I found these when he was younger, but this looks huge, it's the next size up. It's these sleep suits. So they're from the brand Bonds, which is an Australian brand, so Bonds, and they're called Wonder Suits. It's very subtle there. So they're called Wonder Suits. They are double zipped, so you can zip down and you can zip up. So if your baby's young and it's nappy change through the night kind of age, you just zip up. And also integrated like feet, so he can have normal feet out, but I can also, and we do this in the colder months, can also turn them so they're like an actual like a foot. They don't have mitts, which is fine. I've never used mitts. They are so durable. The patterns are so fun. Like, I've got the most beautiful plant prints. I've got they're just so stunning. Like, I always get complimented on his like onesie like sleep suits. And in the colder months we wear a baby like a bodysuit underneath and this, because they are quite breathable, but they're so good. They basically sell at like, I think they retail at like 20 plus pounds each, and they can sell secondhand for £12. Like, they're quite expensive. I have paid no more than £5 for one. The reason I do that, and it's expensive, but I did get I got about 10 for £1 each from this one woman once, which was really lovely. But the reason I do that is because if he's too small for them, I just roll them up. I literally just, like, they might be baggy on him, but we just roll them up. So he can literally be in these for, I mean, this one is a 6-month age gap, but he can be in this for realistically like 10 months plus, like if you put him in them when they're baggy, and then he outgrows them until they're too like small. So they last for ages. They get small when it kind of like pulls down here a bit, and we've never really outgrown them because I've been prepared and had the next ones up. But the ones that I just had to say goodbye to were my favorite prints, and I was like, oh, I wish he could just fit in them forever. But yeah, I love these. I don't know when we'll go to normal 2-piece pajamas, because I love these so much. They're so convenient, and he loves picking them out. Like, I'm always like, pick which PJs you want to wear, and he loves the prints. And he's got some with like duckbill platypus, he's got some with like sunflowers, crocodiles, like surfing lizards. They're like really, really fun. But yeah, definitely like a big staple piece in our wardrobe are the Bonds sleep suits. Moving on is another outerwear shell. My son loves puddles. He loves to get muddy. He just loves the outside, which is great because so do we. But I have this in his current size, which they come up big. So he's wearing that now, and he has been for quite a while. And this is the next size up because I love it so much. So when I find something, I save the search and I change the size, and I'll just keep looking back, like maybe once every couple of days, and if I find it, you know, I've got it for the next size. So this is it. It's actually only from Sainsbury's. It's so nice. Everyone is like, where's that from? It's so nice. It's not garish. It's really sweet. It's got little wildlife animals on them. I agree with you. They're so cute. I literally just dark green and green and khaki into the search. Once I knew what the piece was I liked, I was able to search my brand. So TUI, Sainsbury's, and Bob's your uncle. Well, Bob's my dad, but yeah, I love this. It's just really sweet. It really is. And cheap. Although, because it's so cute, it is more expensive. I think I paid £5 for this, but I didn't mind because I love it. Everything we're going to go on to now is things in his current wardrobe. Well, drawers in our case, so everything that he's wearing now. So the one thing to note, if you do like unique vintage pieces like myself, the sizes are so different. Like current brands, the sizes don't last as long. They really don't. Zara's particularly funny with, you might have the same size in 2 pairs of like joggers and they'll be different sizes. It's weird. But with vintage stuff, like he's wearing like really long, I'll just show you. Basically they're so much bigger, but I always just roll up the trousers. So he's in things that might be for like a 1-year-old and they will fit the current like 2.5-year-old. It's good, and it works well for us because I like him in like free loose stuff. Like I don't like him wearing like tight stuff. I think it looks cute, but I think it's also quite nice for him. So he wears like oversized things and then he's got longer to wear it because he grows into it, and then it will become a normal fit on him and then we're out of it. So we make the use of things. But the first thing is, and there's an example of how I roll them up, these vintage trousers. These are from BHS. They're older than me, which is fun. They will literally last him so long. I actually think he might be coming to the end of these, but they will last him, I reckon, for another 6 months, but he's been in them for 6 months. So where clothes might normally last you a year, 6 months, these will last a year if it's like vintage. So they're definitely worth the high price if they are coming up expensive, but these weren't. These were £4 and they are really cute. I love this particular detail. They're just really cute and they go with everything. So that's the first pair. The second pair are kind of new to me. I paid a little bit more for these. Oh, got mud on it. I paid £5 for these, but I just love them. But they're these corduroy yellow trousers. They are so big, we have to roll them up to like here. And my son is not like, he's not small, he's on the 75th centile, is that what you call it? He's like a tall baby or toddler. And they've got this detailing here, but these are no tagged, so they're like vintage, no tagged, don't know the brand or anything. But they're just lovely. They're so lovely, so thick. The quality of vintage clothes as well is obviously, like if I'm wearing them and they're like 30 something plus years old, it just shows the quality is so much better. The next item is one to debobble, but it's a vintage Next set of trousers. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know these are a classic for Magnus. We absolutely love these, and they're like joggers. They're so soft. Like they're kind of like not lined, but they're like fleecy, but they're so soft, so comfortable. The balloon fit as well, which is one of my favorite fits, like a balloon leg. And yeah, these are from Next, but I've not found any other Next vintage stuff. Like I'm just really struggling. So I think this is a really unique off piece. Like the cords is quite it was a popular style back then, but those I can't find them anymore. This is the last vintage item. This is another one you'll probably recognize. This is, I believe, is from the 90s. I'm not 100% sure. It's this. It says Ski Dude. It's a terry towel material, and it's from Tesco's. Like you can see how old it is, the logo. It's from Tesco's and we love it. It's like a nice thin loose jumper, which I don't think he's got much longer in this, which is going to be sad times for me. But I love that one. And another one is this, like, he doesn't wear dungarees. I know it's particularly annoying for nurseries to be sent a child in with dungarees. Like, I hear it's really annoying. Not from my nursery, but I saw it on Instagram and it makes sense. It's harder for nappy changes. But these are Oshkosh, I think that's how you say it. So they're an American brand. They are very popular. This is a pinstripe version. I love the vintage kind of like back. These were sold to me as vintage, but I'm not sure if they are. I can't be sure. But these sell for £35, maybe 25 if it's like a bad condition. This woman was selling them for £4. And I actually have just bought another pair. I think they're a purple corduroy version of this for like £3. So I've got them coming. They are definitely vintage, you can tell. But yeah, sometimes you can get them really cheap. You just have to search by the brand and you just refresh and just check, like, I don't know, like once a day. It might be extreme to you, but you kind of have to do that if you want to get the good stuff. Last thing to show you, because I am really conscious this video is so long and I don't want to be boring people, but the next item are this set of joggers, really cute. I've got loads of joggers that I adore, like the pinstripe ones, like the thick ones, like multicolored. He's got a pair of marble kind of print, which are really cool. There's something about these that I had to pick one, and this was the pair. So this isn't vintage, this is Zara. A lot of his clothes are from Zara. These are just, yeah, Zara, 18 to 24 months. They are big, but I love them because they're like a balloon fit. So these are very retro to me. A lot of people have told me it gives them like Bel Air vibes. I just love them. I think it gives me Run DMC vibes. But yeah, these are really cool. He gets loads of compliments in these, and these are relatively new to our wardrobe, and they will last a while. They've got a pocket, which I didn't think how valuable a pocket was in like toddler clothes. Like, he loves putting things in there. Like, he calls a ball a bubble, and he'll be like, bubble, and he'll keep his ball in there. Not comfortable, but he loves it. But yeah, these are the final pair, and yeah, they're a very cute pair. I'll be sad for when he grows out of them. That is it. I have shown you some past, some future, some present pieces that I found on Vinted that are special to me, but also really unique. And I'm not a trendy person. I try to be. I love trends. I can't pull things off. I struggle. I really don't know fashion. I'm not good. Honestly, I'm not good. And I'm happy to admit it. My husband will admit it. Like, I dress like a granny sometimes. Like, this is actually from Vinted. It cost me £1. I love the Peter Pan collar. Like, I am not a trendy person, but I was really nervous about having a child because I was like, oh my God, like the pressure. Like, I don't want him to get bullied. Obviously no one does, but I just remember from when I was younger, I always wanted the trendy things and they weren't cool. And like, I think my mom was quite sensible in the sense that she didn't like buy me everything that was in trend. So yeah, I don't know, I was a bit nervous about what I should dress him in. But I did want him to be unique, because his personality absolutely matches like his like crazy, like cool, like clothes. But yeah, that is everything that I particularly love at the moment. I will do another one of these videos, likely when I'm in the next size of stuff or when I have enough to show you. But I really hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. But if you're new here and you're not into plants and you love kiddie stuff, definitely worth sticking around. Hit the subscribe button. And if you are a regular, so you're my planty pal, and you're still into this and you're still here, you either have kids or you're just here for support, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. But I will see you guys next week. Bye.